AGM Glory G1S Review. A unique model that has some special features, the G1S fulfills but a narrow role. Each component utilized to create your G1S is extremely costly, accounting for some of the models higher than average price. It is nice to confirm that AGM has begun to follow the style of the cosmetic movement away from making everything edgy look like it was developed for the armed forces. The Glory G1S appears to be influenced by diving equipment, even if this phone was not developed explicitly to take part in underwater activities. The black with blue highlights is understated. And the texture, described by AGM as Armadon-like, Bayer soft rubber supplies sufficient grip that the G1S may easily slip from the hand. AGM Glory models have an assortment of motherboard structures, battery capacities, and image capturing abilities. They all feature the exact same SoC, 6.53-inch FHD screen, and fit the home dock charging station, but differ with regard to their capacity, storage capacity, and imaging performance. It's the lightest at about 315G of all the models that make up this particular series, and the camera offers excellent image quality. One thing of note about this particular model is its low battery capacity of 5,500 mAh, which distinguishes it from other rugged designs. That is the charging jack, also known as the rubber plug, that needs to be appropriately uprooted each time you connect your device to be charged or transfer data all by itself. If not sufficiently set, the rubber plug compromises the gadget's capacity to stop the entry of water and dust each time you remove it. The G1S's first response to the USB port was not positive. We found that AGM engineers modified the port to be magnetic. Accordingly, if you use a USB-C cable with the USB port on the G1S, it won't stay attached if it doesn't have the magnetized cable supplied by AGM. Slanting the system standards is misguided, but AGM Incorporated offers a procedure to prevent it from happening, with a charging dock that lets users bypass tiny charging plugs. Instead of connecting to a USB-C port, the dock works through 4 pogo pins located on the underside of the G1S and entirely sidesteps the plug removal mess. The other odd things about that phone included the placement of the fingerprint sensor. It sits between the cameras on the back of the phone. You're likely to smudge the lenses while searching for the sensor. MediaTek and many other inexpensive SoC platforms have been the primary manufacturers for cell phones of recent generations. That route that AGM drew the Glory G1S is not one which it chose itself. It uses the exact same Qualcomm Snapdragon 480 SoC that numerous models and vendors of mobile devices, including Moto G50, Redmi Note 10JE and XR20, X100, X20, and X10, use. The core of this chip is an octa-core CPU built from 2 halves of an A76-based Cryo 540 Prime CPU running at 2 GHz and 6 halves of an A55-based Cryo 560 clocker at 1.6 GHz. This silicon does not align itself with the top-level Qualcomm architectures as far as raw power is concerned, but it is highly effective. The GPU is the Adreno 619, an additional option for users who want powerful graphics capabilities. In this SKU, the Snapdragon 480 is coupled with 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage. You can increase storage by mounting a micro SD card in the SIM card slot. A typical deal is that both the card slot accepts 2 nano-sized SIM cards or one and a micro SD card. Alongside this sensor is a small 2MP sensor for macro work and a 20MP night vision camera with an infrared LED. And a thermal imaging camera with a 256 by 192 resolution is used for night vision. Finally, there is a 16MP front-facing FaceTime camera for those who like to communicate face-to-face. The Snapdragon 480 is a high-quality SoC that is excellent for the G1G, especially for areas where power efficiency is a factor. This infrared camera can display 256 by 192 resolutions and a frame rate of 25 FPS, so much that it can read both hot and cold spots on a scene, the temperature at the point of maximum heat, and the lowest overall temperature. The screen contains the numeric data of a measurement readout at the focal point.